Okay. Now, you talk about your faith is one of the things you talk about candidly. Now, you liken yourself as God's little pencil.
Yes.
Right. Faith seems to be a strong foundation. Has it always been like that?
Well, yes. I would love to claim a lot of credit for all the things that have been written about me and all that. I seriously cannot.
Okay.
Only because that's just being honest and truthful. There is actually a million threats to one successful idea.
Okay.
And you have to have the right people at the right time with the right idea, and then it works. And for us to have millions and millions of things that we've done right, mathematically it's impossible. I have to be Bill Gates, a trillion Bill Gates to do what I've done, and that's not very much.
Right,
But,
okay.
But the people think that I'm already quite successful in your eyes. But basically, I'm saying the whole juxtaposition of so many events and people that have to be put together, you have to have faith in God. That God somehow with His mercy and grace allows that to happen. You know, so I owe Him everything.
Right, okay, and you're a born-again Christian, is that?
Yeah, there's a thing about this stigma called born-again Christian. Born-again Christian means if you accept Christ, you have to say a sinner's prayer. It just simply meant that Jesus was telling that nobody comes to God unless they are born again. That's all. So if you are born again, you just say the sinner's prayer and you accept Jesus as a savior, then you're born again. That means from darkness, suddenly there's light.
There's light, okay.
It's like I like to tell an average person that it's like born again means, you know, if you're driving around in a car in a dark, born again means you got the power to switch on the light, the key to switch on the light. Now, it's up to you whether you want to switch on the light.
So when did you switch on your light?
1971.
1971.
Oh gosh, then I understand darkness.
Was there a significant event that made you switch on your light or whatever? For a lot of people, it took a tragedy or something, you know?
Yeah, the epiphany. But basically, when you are in the light, it is just amazing and humorous how you used to think and the values that you have. And I thank God for saving me because, gosh, you know, really, I know very vividly how I used to think, what are my moral values, how I used to talk. And gosh, you know, I tell you, I am really humble now. And I don't really want to talk very, very much on any subject because, you know, I've learned something. You're not punished for what you did not say.
Right, okay.
So in those days when I was in the dark, gosh, I used to be very vociferous on issues that, oh gosh, please, if you look back at all my speeches before I found God, I think I'll screech.
Okay, now you're known for driving a hard business bargain, right? You bought Wessex Water, Lot 10 Star Hill for a song. Are you always a generous person? Have you always been one?
Well, I'm always a second buyer. Second buyer gets the best buy.
Right, okay.
And, that's because I can't afford the first buy.
Okay. So that's a strategy?
Yeah. Well, secondly, generosity, about the spirit of giving, about the performance arts and opera and all that. It's just very simple. Every time I do a concert, it's to thank God. It's a thanksgiving to God for blessing us. And to the people where we do business. In England, we did a 3 tenors concert to thank the people of Wessex for allowing us to do business there.
You've always been interested in the arts? Were you like a budding actor or something?
No. I think performance arts and arts in general is another alternative medium of expression. And I think society must allow all of that.
Right,
Not just politicians to speak their mind or businessmen to speak their mind. Artists must speak their mind through painting, and performance art must perform through a dance. They can, or through a song, or through an act, or through comedy. And I always think that's civil society. These are elements of civil society. And the reason we were able to do the KL Performance Arts right in the midst of Central Park was the convergence of 3 passionate, unbridled passions of 3 people. One is, of course, Yeoh and Farida. And, of course, our Kak Endon, our First Lady, who's got
She's very passionate
incredible passionate about art. So I was very blessed to be surrounded by 2 very passionate people. And it coincides with my love for performance arts and what it stands for. I mean, a performance have got this incredible faith in themselves now. It's happening. They can express, they can do something, and they touch a stage, and it's very real.
You've also partnered with NTV7 for Studio in the City.
Yeah.
Could you tell us how that idea came about and what it's about, really?
Yeah, I think when I was in Tokyo, I noticed every great shopping center has got a TV station next to it.
Oh, okay.
Like Roppongi Hills, like Asahi. So I was thinking, why can't we do that in the city? And I studied the reason why they did that. Because shopping center has got a lot of people and stars and personality are always around in the shopping centers or in the hotels around there. They are always coming into the city, famous people.
Right,
so why must they be transported to a suburban place in the studio somewhere like this?
Right. Okay, yes, yes.
Why can't they be in the city? They're staying in the hotel. Why can't they have a studio in the city? The environment is much more conducive. With technology today, geographically, you don't have to be. A studio don't have to be in somewhere sprawling with huge acres of land.
Can you also tell us about REITs, R-E-I-T-S?
Yeah.
What's that about and how can people find out more about it?
Well, Real Estate Investment Trust is a very good vehicle to stabilize real estate business in an economy. It's done very well for the United States, it's done very well for Australia. And we have got incredible entrepreneurs in this country, and they should have this instrument to back them up over long term to prevent systemic risk of a development being a very cyclical business. This is to take advantage of their skill sets. So with this instrument, we can sell, for example, our Star Hill REITs, which we are going to go out in November to the world, and that tremendous reception for our REITs. Basically, the bottom line of a REIT is that it gives you a higher yield backed by very good quality assets.
Right,
so normally, in the case of YTL, the world will buy a YTL bond, a YTL paper, even at 2% or some zero coupon. They already believe in the YTL story. So this time YTL, certain assets of the YTL group, and you're giving 6 or 6.5% return to the public. Gosh, it's a YTL paper. What's the difference between a bond? And this time it's backed by assets, tangible assets in Star Hill, in the midst of Bintang Walk. It's palpable. So for Malaysians, it's just a fantastic high yield instrument, and I hope they will keep that. But we just want to tell the REIT story to the world.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit about your wife? If the YTL team was a football team, there's a smile there on your face. Okay. Which position would she be playing?
Oh gosh, she plays multiple roles. She's a cheerleader for starters. And she's a doctor. She fixes a lot of pains and
the injured knees.
And stuff like that. And she helps me with her passion. She pushes me. Gosh, she's so competitive. She's from Hong Kong, you know.
Oh,
and she's always pushing me. Why can't Kuala Lumpur have the sophistication of Hong Kong, etc., 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 from food to shopping centers and all that. So I think she played that part of a cheerleader, played the part of a provocator, all of that. You know, it's more like in-house opposition party, but friendly.
Wow. So who's the real boss? Is it you or her?
Always her.
Always her?
Always her. I mean, she's Home Affairs Ministry.
Home Affairs Minister, yeah.
All my passport and clearance have to be stamped by her.
I see, okay. One last question. What do you do to unwind after a hard day's work?
Well, I normally go to the gym and take all the whatever stress out of the gym. So when you have that 1.5 hour, 2 hour break, and then you come home, you're the best father, you're the best husband in the world, because all the stress is taken by the sweat and the grind at the gyms. So all the equipment took all your punishment, and you come home, you're smiling like a great daddy and a great husband. So that's the trick.
Right,
and then you have a good dinner and then read a good book. And
what are you reading right now? What sort of books do you like?
Yeah, I read all the serious books by Tozer, Chesterton, C.S. Lewis. I've just read and finished The World is Flat by Thomas Friedman.
Ah, right.
That's a fascinating book. I like to read books that are less fiction, more real people's story.
Yeah.
Great people, great leaders, and their foibles, their greatness and their failures. So I like to learn about them. So.
Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you so much. You've been such a pleasure to interview.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for today.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. You just had Tan Sri Dr. Francis Yeoh right here in person.